So, welcome to the gym floor. You've warmed up, you're all good to go?
Yep.
Fantastic. So this here is the Queen's College step test. This is going to give us our sub-maximal VO2 max reading, essentially the cardiovascular reading for your fitness.
Okay.
So basically we have 41.3 centimeters tall on the bench. For 3 minutes, you're going to be stepping up onto the bench, 2 feet on, and then 2 feet off. For 3 minutes, up and down. We're aiming for 22 times within the minute. 22 steps up and down for 3 minutes. As soon as the 3 minutes is up, we're going to take the resting heart rate, not resting, your heart rate, 15 seconds times it by 4 to get your beats per minute. And we'll use that formula to then calculate your sub-maximal VO2 max reading. So if you'd like to take a step here, we've got your resting blood pressure and your resting beats per minute already from upstairs, so we're all good to go. I've got the stopwatch ready. So in 3, 2, 1, go. A bit quicker for me. Perfect. So if at any time you feel serious discomfort, dizziness, please let me know. You're doing great. And stop. Okay. Radial pulse, 15 seconds, go. Stop.
32.
32. All right, 32 times 4. 128 beats per minute. So we'll put that in formula to give us our VO2 reading. Well done. Now, once you've recovered, you can have some water. We'll then be moving on to our push-up test. So the push-up test is how many push-ups within a minute you can produce. Basically, we're going to have both knees on the floor, both palms on the floor, neutral spine, so straight back, and your palms are about a shoulder width apart. You're going to slowly lower yourself down till your chin touches the floor and straight back up. So you are going to do this for 60 seconds and record as many push-ups as you can. Okay. Right, so I'll set this up a little bit bigger for you. Fantastic. So you can just do it here. Fantastic. So hips just slightly down for me. Beautiful. Okay, in 60 seconds, go. Fantastic. That was 24. Well done. You've got 24 push-ups within a minute. That's impressive. Very good. So, the next test we're going to be doing is flexibility testing. So, what I'm going to do is have you up on this bench. Now, the first one is what's called the Thomas test. It measures any tightness through the hip flexors, quads. Okay, so we're going to have you lie with your glutes right on the edge of the seat like so. We're going to take back position. We're going to lift one knee up to the chest with both hands and have this leg rest as far down as we possibly can. Just basically measuring degree of angle of the hip flexor and at the knee joints to work out the flexibility and if there's any tightness. So that's the first test. I will get you to lay on your back. So I'll get you to scoot your glutes down to the bottom of the bench for me. A little bit more. Fantastic. So one knee straight to the chest and relax all the way down. Beautiful. Now I'll get you the small size for me. Fantastic. How'd you get? Well done, that was great. It was very much on 180 degrees. It was, your hip flexors don't seem to be tight. It's good. Now the lying hamstring test we have. So this one here is an active test where you will be holding your hamstring or leg up as high as you can so we can take the degree of angle of your leg. So you're going to be lying flat on the floor like so, and you are going to lift this leg with your knees straight as high up as you can without lifting this leg up the floor and keeping this knee straight and seeing how high you can go. And we're going to do that for both legs. So you can start with your right leg. Lock that knee out. Beautiful. Now left for me. Push that knee in a little bit more. Beautiful. Well done. Fantastic. That is the lying hamstring test. The next one, moving on to the shoulder flexion. So to see if you have any tightness within the shoulders, we want to make sure it's quite mobile. So for the shoulder test, back on the bench, you're going to have your shoulders up to the upper end of the bench, and all we are going to do is bring our hand as far down as we possibly can, keeping the elbow straight and next to our ear, like so. Both sides, of course. Get you back on the bench for me. Beautiful. Start with your right arm. Fantastic. Yep, switch arms for me. Beautiful. Both parallels to the floor, that was great. Well done. So now we're going to move on to the training program that we've put together for you within a very short period of time from coming upstairs to downstairs. So the training session that I've put together, we're going to run through a bit of a dynamic warm-up. We'll go on the stationary bike for 6 or so minutes. All we're trying to do is elevate the heart rate. We're going to be going at about a 4 out of 10 for effort or rate of perceived exertion. And then we're going to go into some dynamic stretching. We're going to be focusing on your calves. So that was one area that the physiotherapist wanted you to work on for that ankle injury that you have. So we'll work on that. We'll get you nice and limber. So then go through some exercises. We have about 6 exercises for you today. We're going to be running you through, getting you nice technique and the foundations going so you can then work on those in the gym on your own. And then we're going to work through a cool down. So we'll just get you go on a 6-minute walk. Then we're going to do some static stretching, just loosen out the glutes, the hip flexors, the arms, shoulders, things like that. So after every session, we're going to be going through a cool down just to make sure that you can prevent any further injury, you can feel better the next time that you come into the gym. So you'll be coming twice a week, and every time you want to come into the gym, you want to make sure that you feel great, you can give it 100%. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to get you to go on our imaginary bike. for 6 minutes at about a 4 out of 10 for me. Oh, that is great. Wow, that 6 minutes really flew by.
It did.
Unbelievable. Yeah, a bit of a sweat.
Bit of a sweat.
Bit of a sweat. All right, so we're going to go through our first warm-up movement, which we'll have is our downward dog to a modified plank. So just moving through some motions, we're going to be pushing up like so, stretching out the shoulders and the calves, and then we're going to come down forward into a plank, then back up to a downward dog and forward into a plank. And we're going to do that around five or so times for me. Beautiful. Try and push the heels on the floor. Really stretch the calves and forward we go. If you feel comfortable, keep going for me.
Going where?
Yep, back up into the downward dog. Beautiful. Hold that stretch for a little bit, then forward for me. Beautiful. Fantastic. Good. 2 more. Now, focusing on those calves, all I'm going to get you to do is both hands on the ground like so, straight underneath your shoulders. We're going to push back in each calf for 2 or so seconds. We're going to be doing this for about a minute. So forward and back, really pushing the heels back into the floor, and focus on keeping your back nice and straight too. Okay? How does the ankle feel doing that?
Yeah, fine.
Good? Fantastic. That's been about a minute. That's great. Next warm-up exercise we're going to do is we're going to reach down for our toes. If you feel comfortable, you can keep your knees straight. And then we're going to go up into a full overhead stretch and then straight down into our toes again. If need be, you can bend your toes and push your buttocks back and feel the stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings too. Full stretch up, really reach as high as you can, and then straight down again. Really got quite the flexibility.
Thank you. I like that I'm quite flexible for a 56-year-old.
Got very limber for a 56-year-old.
Thank you.
You're welcome.